Hey, I need everybody's attention real quick. Everybody gather around. We're going to do a toast. We're toasting a dear friend, okay, and a couple other people. You're welcome to join us. Hang on, I'll get my beer real quick. So everybody, a few weeks ago in September, Paul Shepard passed away. He was one of our employees over at Discount Records. We considered him part of the 90s crew. I can't remember what years he worked there, but anyway, we're sending Paul off right here for the last time, and maybe we'll remember him every time. We're also going to remember Jack Garner, Discount Jack, who passed away in 1997 as well. All right, here's to those two guys right there, and then I'm going to tell a quick story about Paul and embarrass myself.
Cheers.
Okay. Me and Paul were always playing jokes on each other, and I can't remember half of them, but the worst one was the one I played on him. We was at the store one day, and Paul was going to lunch. He goes out the door, and the Capitol Record sales rep, who was Richard Newman at the time, he comes walking through the door. So I thought, you know what? Paul's a big Duran Duran fan. I think I'm gonna have some fun with this. So Richard comes in. Richard didn't have anything to do with this, but with him being from Capitol, it reminded me Duran Duran's on that label. So Richard gets done, he leaves. Paul comes back to work, and I said, Paul, man, you're not going to believe who the sales rep just walked in. The sales rep was just here a little while ago when you left for lunch, and guess who he brought? He brought the drummer from Duran Duran in here. And Paul went, what? I said, yeah. I mean, he just walked right in here. He hung out with us for a few minutes, shook hands and everything. And they left. As a matter of fact, they left us 2 minutes before you walked back in here. Oh, my gosh. Paul freaked out. He said, golly, I can't believe this. He gets on the phone, starts with the company phone. Said, hey, guess what? You're not going to believe this. I said, no, wait a minute. Who all you calling? I had to put a stop to it right away. I said, Paul, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to know. This was just a joke, man. He didn't really show up. He said, man, I was about to call my whole family. And I said, well, I'm glad you didn't. But then he played one on me, and I don't remember what it was. But whatever it was, he brought me a bottle of scotch about 2 weeks after that. Wow. So his must have been pretty serious for me to get that. Exactly. I didn't get him a bottle of scotch. He didn't drink. William, step up here, William.
Okay. So one day, Sweet Connie comes into the
Sweet Connie.
And so she's doing a segment for A Current Affair, which was the tabloid thing. And so her thing was to come to the store and hold up album covers of who was good, who was bad, who was disappointing, and so forth. And so they shoot the segment, and then they ask various people from the store. And so Paul spoke and did his segment, and when the segment aired on Current Affair, I called him up and said, Paul, you did a really good job on that Sweet Connie piece. And he's like, I gotta confess, I had no idea who she was. Steve, Lance, or Ike schooled him on who she was. And before the camera started rolling, Paul knew everything there was to know about Sweet Connie.
Okay, I was there, and I wasn't even supposed to be there. Matter of fact, I was on my way to Lake Maumelle to go fishing, and I come in there with a fishing cap on, and they got me on camera saying something stupid or whatever.
And here's the sweet Connie.
And here's the sweet Connie, who used to live right up the street, as a matter of fact.
She died the last year.
Jack, we tell Jack stories all night. That's the Paul, Jack, and we've lost Jack Parker, Larry Dolly. We've lost quite a few people over the years. Cheers. Okay, old folks, you're free to go home now. We'll discuss surgeries later.
Thank you, Steve.